Welcome to Tiv Television. My name is Stefa Ondaka, and today I have two revered guests here in the studio with us. Today I have somebody you're very familiar with, Ngo U Tiv HRM Majesty, Professor Mrs. Felicia Hembadoon Ayatse, who has taken upon herself the cause of human trafficking in Tiv land and Benue State at large. Mommy, you're welcome to Tiv Television.
Thank you.
Second guest is Mr. James Adedeji, Access Bank Manager, New Bridge Road, Makurdi. Mr. James, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. So today, a new partnership is about to start about human trafficking in Benue State. I mean, it's been worrisome in Benue State because recently, Benue State have overtaken Edo, Akwa Ibom, and other states in Nigeria to top chart in terms of human trafficking. And the stats doesn't lie. You look at NAPTIP record from 2022 to 2024, and over 7,000 women and girls trafficked internally cross-border for sexual and labor exploitation. The numbers are up there. And today, our mother, Her Royal Majesty, is doing so very much. I mean, if you ask me, she has exceeded expectation, considering so much amount of time, resources, and everything she's putting inside to ensure human trafficking is a thing of the past. So I'll start with our mother, who is going to give us a brief history, how she started, what motivated her, and the journey so far for her in the cause for human trafficking.
The challenge of human trafficking has been on for quite some time. So I think more than a decade now. It got this bad recently when we understood that our little children, little girls, as young as 12, 13, 14 were being trafficked and sent outside the borders of Nigeria. And then we also began to receive awful stories of their experiences over there. That touched me, it touched us. And His Majesty and I felt that something must be done about it to curtail this evil. So that was what motivated us. We noticed that our young girls, our little children, young girls, were being forced into prostitution, not only within the country, but outside the country. So we were moved to see what we could do to assist NATPIP to stop this menace in the society. So this was what motivated. And we started, the journey has not been very smooth because the more we do, the more we see the trafficking is increasing in its intensity. And it's very painful. We came into the picture fully this year, sometime this year, when we started receiving the traffic girls. And I want to use this opportunity to appreciate some of our youth in this town and outside Boko town, who also have been touched by the evil, the same evil, and have been assisting us tremendously to get our girls who are on their way out of Boko, out of Benue State, get them arrested, and either they call our attention and bring them to the palace. So we've been able to get a lot of them returned. So many of them. We started about, I think, 5 months now, or 6 months ago, and we have had, I think, should be close to 200 that we have been able to rescue, and we've been able to rehabilitate quite a number of them, a good number of them, and then trained a few of them with skills acquisition, and send them back to meet their parents. And some of them we have given assistance to go and start something, something like business on their own. In other words, we have empowered some of them, and currently we are still training another group to be equipped with skills. By the end of next week, or early next week or mid next week, we'll be sending them forth. And also, I want to also place on record the assistance of SEMA, the Executive Secretary of SEMA Benue State, has helped us with a lot of material that are needed for their comfort and for their upkeep.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So back to you, Mr. Adedeji. On a personal note, what has inspired you to join the advocacy against human trafficking, like Mommy has broken down?
Okay, thank you very much for having me. Firstly, let me appreciate the Tiv Television for giving us this platform to hear our view on human trafficking in Benue State and in Nigeria at large, and also to appreciate the great work that His Royal Majesty, the Ikyagh-yan U Tiv, Professor Ayatse James is doing, and also supported by our mother here, Her Royal Majesty, Professor Hembadoon Ayatse. Is really a great encouragement to us, and we really want to partner on this. The advocacy has been going on, and we believe that the best thing is to come, put some resources together, put our support together to make sure that the rescued children or victims, they are not just rescued. We don't want it to just stop at them being rescued, as our mother has been doing. After they have been rescued, there should be a reformation. There should also be a form of empowerment, and then we can reintegrate them back into the system. So that's actually major motivation for us. Thank you.
Welcome. So I'll go back to our mother. The numbers doesn't lie. They said in 2025, NAPTIP recorded over 2,500 potential victims that were deceived and trafficked outside of Nigeria. That is just 2025. Or in 2026. So over 2,500. And you look at the numbers, and one person is doing that. NAPTIP is doing so much. But as an individual, our mother here is with that number. Let me come back to her now. If she's not resting for these girls to be rehabilitated and taken back into the community, what are the major challenges? Because definitely, an individual cannot do it alone, and she's doing it. So, what are the challenges, Mommy, you've been facing to overcome this fight?
Thank you very much. There have been quite a few challenges, some of which basically finances. It's been difficult. All this we've been managing on our own until recently NATIP sent help come our way. So getting finances to provide even their needs, you see there are quite many in number. And getting their needs, their daily needs has not been easy. And then getting them trained, the materials with which to be trained, and then empowering them is another thing. So funding has been quite challenging. Another area is getting sufficient advocacy. I want to really appreciate the role of Tiv Television. It was Tiv Television that brought to the public what the little efforts we're making here. And I must commend Tiv Television for that. And so Tiv Television is doing a lot to assist us to make it known to the public that this evil is ongoing and which must be addressed. But we want to get more people involved, more groups, more organizations involved, So advocacy, thank God, Access Bank is here, willing to offer partnership that will go a long way to help us to create the awareness about the problem. Many people will get to know that this problem is ongoing, and it will help us.
Thank you very much. So we're talking about bringing more people to join the fight.
Mm.
Access Bank is here today. So, sir, can you elaborate on the areas Access Bank are going to come in, your partnership opportunities in the terms of financial empowerment and advocacy and financial literacy and all of that? Can you elaborate on that?
Okay, thank you very much. Access Bank, our purpose, we exist to make positive impact in Africa. And that actually is one of our motivation. That's what we exist to do. So in making this positive impact, we have created platforms that we use to partner with organizations, individuals, to make sure that we can address some concerns in the country, which our women banking team has been doing a very fantastic job on that. And if you could hear our Royal Majesty, she mentioned that majority of these people that are being trafficked are women.
Yes.
And Access Bank is quite passionate about women. So Access Bank has a desk that they call them the W banking team.
Yes.
In fact, there is a platform called the W community where you can actually have access to most of these details. What the team do basically is, of course, they advocate for women, equality, and also ensure that women get the rights, respect, and esteem they deserve. Some of these include financial literacy. We organize seminars, workshops, trainings to equip these people with knowledge that they require. And then also, that has already addressed the type of, when I said when we rescue, we also have to reform. So in terms of the reformation now, we look at the training, which area manager is already doing. So we can call me in that area, maybe provide a startup kit for those that have been trained. She's doing a great job in some of them have been trained on baking,
Yes.
tailoring, and all that. So we could provide a startup kit for them. Also, some little financial grants for them to start up the business. We're also looking into that direction. Then also, we could also partner in the area of ensuring that those people, after they have been trained, they are also empowered, which is, I've mentioned financially, in terms of the skills. And also, there's another very important part that is the psychological part that some of these people face, the trauma, the experience. When you listen to their story, you will be very, very emotional about it. So, of course, Access Bank cannot do it alone. That's the truth. We're also looking at how we can partner with some organizations, which NAPTIP is already doing a great job, on how these people can be psychologically, yes, support, exactly, so that we won't just empower them without making sure that after that empowerment, they won't go back to what they were doing before. So it goes beyond just empowering them. We also, after the rescue, we reform them, then we empower them, then we can now reintegrate them back to the society. So Access Bank is very much willing and ready to partner with what the Royal Majesty is doing. And sincerely, we are anticipating on a framework that we could design to work together and make sure that this partnership is the light. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, talking about framework, how long do you think your institution can sustain this partnership? Because as far as the day breaks, issues of human trafficking continue until our mommy here and other partners will see it to the end. So, how long is Access Bank looking at sustaining this partnership that
Okay.
is ensuing today?
Thank you very much for that question. We build our banking on sustainable business practices. So that's one of our part of our mission. So it's not just starting a partnership, but it has to be sustainable. And obviously, this partnership is not something that's going to just come and go. It's not just going to end at this discussion table. We're going to look at the framework based on what our mother here is already doing. We are only coming to complement. So, of course, the platform is already there. So, whatsoever she's doing will come, complement, and sustain it to make sure that the partnerships move on. Then, very importantly, is also the aspect of prevention in terms of the awareness. So it is also something that our bank will also take seriously to make sure that there will be increased awareness against human trafficking. Thank God for what your institution is already doing, Tiv Television. We'll see how we can also look at that direction to create more awareness, because prevention is actually better than cure.
And quickly, she started 5 months ago, like she said, and over time she's been crying. You know, as a mother, she won't abandon a child, whatever the condition.
Yeah.
And others have been looking from a distance until recently, a few persons are beginning to partner. So, what message do you have to institutions like yours and others out there to fight, to put this fight to an end?
Okay, thank you very much. The message is very simple. Our mother here can't do it alone. Access Bank cannot do it alone, and Tiv Television cannot do it alone. But the message is simple. Let us all do our bit, the little we could do. Even the Benue State government, every institution should come. NGOs, stakeholders, private sectors, who can look at public-private partnership, just like what we are doing right here. So these are things that we can do, and everybody should make sure they play their role to make sure that this menace is quenched. Thank you
very much. So with that, we have a proverb in Tiv that says, "Angika bodega udenchiga." It means when an amen doesn't leave you, you don't leave the medicine.
Okay.
So we hope that this partnership ensuing today will continue until this problem comes to an end.
Thank you.
Finally, before we move, I'll come back to our mommy for a message to both the perpetrators, the young girls and boys out there who are still tempted by this lucrative job offers that come through social media and all that, and parents. You know, way back we had things like community parenting, where you have to discipline a child even if it's not your child. So some of these things, so a message that will go to all these people I'm talking about.
Thank you very much for that question. Like you rightly said, and the manager has said, prevention is better than cure. On that note, I want to call on all parents to be very, very watchful and vigilant over their children. It looks like we have reached this very stage we are in. Parents have left their children loose. There's no home discipline, no control. Children are left alone to roam the street, go in and out of the houses, come in when they feel like. So the parents have more or less lost effective control over their children, and children are left on their own. So I want to call on parents to get back to the drawing board of training their children morally and also educationally. I've noticed that a lot of children have abandoned school. Many of the traffic girls have left school. Even those that have not yet joined the trend have left school. They are not in school. They are not going to school. So I call on parents. I know at times are hard, but they should try, because education is a child's right. It's the right of every child to be educated. So parents should try hard to ensure their children receive basic education. Also, the traffic girls, sometimes I wonder if they do not hear and see what is happening even on social media, because from time to time, quite often, they are arrested, they are brought back, and those that manage to escape and return to Nigeria, or even manage to escape and return to Benue State, share horrible stories that one will imagine that if they are sensible, they wouldn't want to try it. But the more we hear these awful stories of, experiences of those that have gone there, the more you see them rushing out to go. So I think there should also be some form of punishment. I don't know how NAPTIP is going to design that. But the girls themselves who allow themselves to be trafficked should not be pampered. They too should receive some form of punishment. And not to talk of the people who sell these girls. The perpetrators should receive serious punishment. NAPTIP is trying, but I think NAPTIP need to go back to their drawing board and come out with very serious disciplinary measures that would deter others that are even intending to try it. I will stop this. Will stop them from trying it, because it's like it is on the increase. It's because a lot of them go there, they are allowed to go back on bail. Sooner or later, they are allowed to go back on bail, and uh, not much is being done to punish the offenders. So I want to advise NAPTIP to sit up, do more in this area. They are trying, they are really trying, and the work is really overwhelming. The challenge is overwhelming. NAPTIP is trying, but I think they just need to do more.
Yeah.
You know.
Thank you very much, ma. Talking about punishing the perpetrators, I think here in Benue State we have the VAP law, and we have the Child Rights Act and some other laws. I don't know if or your institution is looking at areas in that direction too.
Thank you very much. I think you already mentioned that some of these laws are in place. I think what we should be looking at is the implementation of most of these laws. Not that the laws are not there, but are these people being punished in line with the laws? So I think that is the area we should look at. And for my organization, for Access Bank, we have already started a partnership. Of course, when it comes to ensuring that people or some the perpetrators are being brought to book, of course, there are institutions or agencies that are already working on that, which like NAPTIP, of course, the security agencies, they will look into that, and then we will continue doing our own in terms of financial literacy, in terms of economic empowerment and resources funding to make sure that at least some of these things are reduced or even stopped at time.
Thank you very much. So, your parting words to whoever is watching us. I know this cause of human trafficking, it's worrisome, and a lot of persons are so against it. So, parting words to your customers and people that are watching Tiv television.
Okay, thank you very much. What I will say is human trafficking is a great crime, is a serious offense, and please, we all have to come together to make sure that this menace is stopped. Starting from the family, the parents at home, they have responsibility to pray, and then even this community at large, the society, the various government organizations, starting from the local government level to the states to the federal government, is not something that is affecting only Benue State. It's something that is affecting the entire country. That's Nigeria. So calling on all stakeholders, including Access Bank, which we already done, to make sure that we partner, do our little bit, do our part to make sure that this next is curbed. Then, of course, Access Bank is a global bank, and we are looking at this partnership to grow to more and more. And we also believe that this will just be a beginning of a better condition for Benue State at large and for Nigeria.
Hope so.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Adedeji. So, viewers out there, we are witnessing today not only corporate social responsibility, but we are witnessing passionate partnership between Access Bank and Her Royal Majesty, Professor Mrs. Felicia Hembadoon Ayatse, our mother, the mother of every Tiv man on earth. So today, a partnership just ensued between Access Bank and what she's doing to stop human trafficking in Benue State. And today, we call on all stakeholders, like Mr. Adedeji said, to join the fight. We cannot do it alone. Her Royal Majesty cannot do it alone. Access Bank cannot do it alone. Tiv Television cannot do it alone. So thank you very much for staying with us, and we invite you to keep staying with us for subsequent programs like this. My name is Tefa Onaka, and for Tiv Television, thank you for staying with us.
ayatutu ka no ayatutu ka se ka shami tayam gun ka yoma duen a avne tom a Tiv television hile tawene blamba vlue ka yon a avne kaswa shinu nyungu ma viso e Tiv television aza kula kisilima mana due misha humbe tachilu nengiyo ka shio polum kwa jene ishankula e due sha jingine iye masi pase ne vie a avne tom a Tiv television manu wale mbani yila udzwana avisishamiyo polum kwa Tiv television inyungu yo ilusha shagba